Hi guys, it's Ms Christel here, and this week we are talking about insects, the creepy crawlies. I love insects. As a kid, I didn't really like them so much, but as I got older, I really did start to like insects. But that's a story for another time. What we're going to be talking about today is insect camouflage. Now, you guys have probably heard the word camouflage before. It's a pattern that you can find on clothes. It's the dark greens and the browns, or you get the sand one that's a bunch of tans and whites. What camouflage is, it's something that helps you blend in with the rest of your environment. Here are some pictures of what that looks like for people clothes. And it can even get more extreme. Like, you can have people who like paint and put on costumes in order to kind of fit in with like rocks or something. Here's what that looks like. And basically, this camouflage is an idea that we got from animals, particularly insects, who are very, very good at camouflage. So what I have for us is I have a couple of pictures, and I'm going to talk about the different types of camouflage, and I'm also going to see if you guys can guess where the camouflaged insect is in that picture. Can you spot them before I circle them out? Let's see. See how many you get before I point them out. Kind of test yourself. So the first type of camouflage we're going to be talking about today is like camouflage, where they're trying to blend in perfectly with the rest of their environment, so other things like birds or animals aren't going to try to eat them. You have to remember that birds and animals like, I don't know, anteaters, we're not looking at any ants today, but they don't see things as well as we kind of do with human eyes. They either don't see like the same level of color as we can, or they don't see the little details like they do, we do, so they may not see like eyes and antennas the way we can when we look at these pictures. So the whole point is to try to trick these predators, whether it's wants to eat them, into not seeing them. As you guys can see here with this stick bug, it looks like a stick. That looks just like a stick. This next one's even cooler. It's called the Looper Moth Caterpillar, and it looks even more like a stick than the stick bug does. I think even with my human eyes and human brains, if I was walking around and I saw that, I would never think that that was a caterpillar. I would just think that was a stick. This next one is really cool. It's called a Katydid, and this is a special type of Katydid that exists in like very tree areas, and it looks just like tree bark. Look really closely to see if you can see it. That is so hard to see. I can't imagine that like birds are gonna know what to look for if it looks just like a piece of bark. And this is something that insects have done to evolve over time in order to blend in with their environment like this as a thing to protect themselves. It's really kind of amazing. This next one is called an Orchid Mantis, and it looks just like a flower. Spoiler. whole thing is just one bug. Like, the little, like, flares, the little poofiness it has on its legs look just like a petal. Again, I'm not a bird, but if I were to see that, I think it would be a flower. I wouldn't even think that would be something that I could potentially eat as a bird, not as a human. I don't eat bugs as a human, just to make that clear. Okay, so I got one more before we talk about what mimicry camouflage is. This one is a little gross, but I won't give you any hints. I'll let you take a look at it yourself, see if you can figure out where the bug is, and what do you think it's disguising itself at other predators won't think it's a snack. Alright, if you guess that the thing on the leaf was the insect, you would be right. It looks just like bird poop. That's called a giant swallowtail caterpillar, and that's how it protects itself, is it sits somewhere, it looks like bird droppings, bird poop, and birds don't want to eat that. I don't want to eat that. I would stay far, far away from it. That looks gross. Alright, so now we're going to talk about insect mimicry. Insect mimicry is another type of camouflage, where instead of looking like something else, like a leaf, in order to kind of keep predators not interested in them, they look like something that's a potential threat. One I'm going to show you first is called a robber fly, and you'll see why. That robber fly looks just like a bee, and much like how we're afraid of how bees can sting us, other animals are afraid of getting stung by bees too. And that's how they protect themselves. They look like a predator. Here I have another animal. It's called a Viceroy. It looks just like a monarch butterfly, but it's not. It looks just like a monarch butterfly. And you might be asking yourself, well, why copy themselves as a butterfly? Wouldn't birds eat a butterfly? And normally, yeah, but they don't eat monarch butterflies because monarch butterflies eat this plant called milkweed, which is very toxic to animals. So animals like birds know not to eat monarch butterflies. Eat that and I'll be sick. So by looking like a monarch butterfly, a Viceroy is, free. It's a bird isn't gonna gamble and eat a Viceroy thinking, well, it might not be a monarch, it might actually be this thing I can't eat. So it's a way of protecting themselves. They look like something that's dangerous to a predator like a bird, so they don't want to eat them. So there you have it. Those are examples of camouflage and mimicry in insects. It's a way to defend themselves from other predators. It's really cool, and when we look at examples of human camouflage where we disguise themselves, that's where we got the idea from. We got this idea from insects. Anyways, I hope you guys found this to be pretty cool and very interesting, and I hope you guys had fun trying to figure out what was being copied or where the camouflaged insect was. I hope you guys tune in for my next video. It's going to be an art project. Bye!